This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Impact Tactical. Impact is a tactical outfitter for the men and women of our military, police, fire departments, and other public safety around the country. Impact's core beliefs is that fearless men and women protect our freedom and safety should have access to the best tactical performance apparel, equipment, and tools on the market. And they shouldn't have to go broke to get it. I've used Impact for about 11 years, and I can attest that they do live up to their core values. So you get a personal recommendation from me. You can find them at impacttactical.com. That's MPAK tactical.com. And be sure to tell them that 2 Cops, 1 Donut sent you. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by HRH Combat Arms. They can turn your vision into reality. They specialize in gunsmithing and Cerakoting. Your Cerakote specialist is Air Force veteran and retired police sergeant Paul Ware, a.k.a. the Sarge. He can Cerakote your firearms, auto parts, tools, even your sports equipment. And then your master gunsmith is Marine veteran Steve Miller. This veteran-owned business is located at 5025 Saunders Suite 103, Fort Worth, Texas 76119. You can call them at 682-304-0363, and you can find them online at www.hrhcombatarms.com. That's www.hrhcombatarms.com. All right, welcome back. 2 Cops, 1 Donut. I am your host, Eric Levine, and my special guest with me today is Mr. William Miller. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome, sir. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. So today's episode, I try to get this out there right away. This episode is going to be police relations with local business owners. Me and William had the privilege of meeting on a impromptu photo shoot at a very popular place in Cowtown, without getting too specific, that was designed for cutting horses, painted horses, stuff like that. And somebody wanted to get pictures of me with the cowboy hat on and the way my police department kind of supports that Western heritage. And I think that's the one thing that me and William had in common that day was Western heritage and the support for the city and all of that stuff. So, William, I want you to first just go ahead, introduce yourself to the world, which is maybe about 12,000 people in my following world. But introduce yourself to them and let them know what your business is.
My name is William Miller. I have a company called Way Out West Boots. We make authentic, custom, handmade to measure boots, guaranteed to fit your foot. Old school El Paso designs from 50s and 60s.
Okay. And when we're talking boots, we're not, you got to remember, I'm from Michigan. When I hear you say boots, I start thinking like pair of Danners, a pair of Red Wings.
Right.
But that ain't what we're talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about something perhaps a little fancier.
A little fancier,
yeah. Little fancier.
Yeah, I'm trying to put a little twang in my voice.
Right.
Some cowboy boots.
Yeah, but lots of handwork. So you'll see you'll see lots of handwork. The cutout, the inlays, the stitch patterns.
Okay, so I know what people are thinking. They're like, well, what the hell is this? Is it an advertisement? No, this is not an advertisement. I want to talk about the importance between good community and police interactions, as well as incorporating businesses. Because to have a healthy economy, to have a healthy city, you need to have your businesses included in the conversation. And I think that's important. So that was kind of the premise that I had brought you on for this.
Yes.
We are going to get into your boots and understand why your company in particular is such a pillar in the community of where you're located. Because you guys have been around forever. Yeah. So that's a plus.
Right.
So who's got more of a voice on the direction of a city than a business owner who's been an anchor in where they're at? You guys have the heartbeat of the city when it comes to that stuff, as well as community leaders and churches and things of that nature. So, but before we get into that, sir, where are you from? how did you, in particular, get into this line of work?
I was born in Glendive, Montana. Been down here. My parents moved down here in '63.
Okay.
Raised in West Texas. I was.
Oh, you're okay. It happens. You can go ahead.
I was raised in West Texas. My parents opened a Western store in 1973, and I got hooked in the Western business at that particular point. And I've been doing that ever since. I came to Fort Worth in 1977. I tell people I like it. I think I'll stay.
Yeah,
I
hear you.
So, but yeah, we just. I'm just a regular old person that really loves and has passion for the boots.
Yes, and that's one of the things that drew me to you when I met you. I didn't know that we would be. I just thought our buddy Gerald was going to be taking photos of me.
Right.
I had no idea y'all were going to be there.
Right.
But as he started telling me the history, it's hard to find people that are passionate about what they do. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be a stapler maker. I don't care. If you're super passionate about it, there's something about that energy that draws me into talking to that person.
Oh, without a doubt.
So the energy and stuff, that's one of the reasons I could, there's a lot of business owners I could have invited on, but man, like just the passion that you had for that. And was that your son?
That's one of my sons at the show.
Yeah. So I got to meet his son as well. And it wasn't just you that had the passion for it. It was also your son. Yes. And you guys knew I wasn't there to buy nothing. I wasn't there to do any of that. So, there wasn't a sales pitch. It was genuine. And that drew me in. So I had to get you on here. So with you being out of Montana, it isn't like, you ain't like me. I came from Michigan. The whole Western world is foreign to us.
Right.
Now there are cowboys up there. Don't get me wrong, but you have to, it's a very small community in Michigan.
Right.
And I would venture to say most of those had a background like you did. Somebody somewhere drew them into that. And that's where they learned it from.
Without a doubt.
It's not a Michigan native thing.
Right. Right.
So, and in Montana, that's the Western. I mean, when I think of the Old West, it goes from Montana all the way down to Texas and then all the way over to the West.
Exactly.
To me. So
exactly.
And just coming from vacation, I told you about that vacation we had in Montana, horseback riding and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then being stationed out there, you know, I knew the cowboys were there. And everywhere, you know. So that whole Western heritage is just so entrenched up there and all the way here down in Texas. So you coming down to Texas, it wasn't a big transition for you.
No, it was natural.
Yeah.
It was natural.
And you didn't have to deal with the snow.
No, didn't have to deal with snow. Snow was, I don't miss the snow. Yeah. I'm 65. I don't miss the snow.
I would love, I think, and my wife and I haven't discussed this yet, but I would love to be a snowbird eventually. And Montana be my summer home.
Oh yeah,
you know, because
without a doubt.
How many days have we had in a row of three-digit plus weather?
Too many.
Yeah,
too many.
I think we're already at 16. When I first moved to Texas, they had 90 days of 100+ weather.
Oh,
it was like a record.
Yeah,
they dried out lakes that had never been dried out. They were finding pieces of NASA spacecraft and whatnot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, it was 1980.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know you don't curse. I don't think I've ever heard you curse, but
I do.
You do. Okay. You can on here. So don't feel like you got to mind your P's and Q's.
Well, I try to, because, we do so many shows. And honestly, the customers that I deal with cuss anyway. But, but I mean,
you're the professional.
You still,
hey,
and I mean, it slips out.
Yeah. For those listening, I introduced him to my wife, and in true cowboy fashion, he took his hat off. He shook my wife's hand, stared her in the eyes. I love it. I love it. It just, me being military, like I take my hat off as I go through the threshold. It doesn't matter. Like even if I'm gonna eat, my hat comes. If we go out to a restaurant or something somewhere.
Oh goodness gracious! Yeah, you can't eat with your hat on.
Right. So
this is rude.
I didn't know that was I don't know if it's a Western culture thing, but military, it's a military thing for sure. So that's just ingrained in me from them.
Right.
And then I just do that anyways. And so I've had somebody before, I'm like, oh, you're a lady. She goes, oh yeah, you're a Texas cowboy, aren't you? Like in my head, I'm like, I just said, yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I
oh,
just played the part.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, don't look at my boots. She'll see right through.
Yeah. Well, a lot of me is just, it's like just paying attention when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's taking his hat off and when he's meeting a lady and I see these guys nobody has their hat on in the restaurant. They're all on the table. It's like, I understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. Or what I really like, that ranch that I stayed at, they had a cowboy hat rack as you walk in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was lovely. Oh yeah. It was all old horseshoes on a piece of wrought iron. Yeah. Oh, it was awesome. I was like, I need that for the house.
I've got one that I take up to the show.
Oh, do you?
Oh, well, you didn't see it because it was right there by you. Oh. It was covered in hides.
Oh, that's the hat rack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was just covered in ostrich and elephant and alligator and stuff.
Yeah, you had them all.
Yeah,
all the colors too.
But that's your. I got a hat rack as soon as you walk in the door. Hall tree. It's got 4 pegs on it.
Okay.
Old school.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I got my caps on there, but because the hat goes in a can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hat goes in a can.
You got its own little carrier.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You got to have hat cans.
I'm not at that. Well, my hats are so cheap. I'm not at that level.
Yeah.
So I've got my straw, which is less than it's $50.
Right.
And then I've got my one felt, which is my work one. It's a Stetson, but it's not.
Yeah.
1000X or whatever.
Right.
It was $150, which is the most expensive hat I've ever bought in my life.
Right.
And that's a drop in the bucket.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. Well, the thing about having a hat can, is these customers are mobile.
Yes.
And they literally will throw the can in the back of the truck or in the trailer.
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about it.
Yep. I'm getting ready to fly to Michigan for we had a fallen police officer, and I'm going to the funeral. Well, when we go to the funeral, we wear cowboy hat.
Oh,
boots.
certainly.
You dress. Your class A's is what we call it, but
certainly
we're I won't say the department, but we're Southern Texas.
Right.
So we got the whole look, and I'm gonna have to wear that hat on the plane because I don't have anything stored in, and I'm not at that level.
Yeah.
So I'll just wear the hat, and it stinks because it's summertime, and wearing felt in the summertime is a no. I've been told. So unless you wear long sleeves and long pants.
Well, so again, I was raised in West Texas, so in West Texas, a cowboy's got 2 hats. Okay, he's got a black hat that he wears for every day.
Okay,
where he gets nasty and everything. And then on Sunday, he has a special hat.
His church hat.
Yeah, a black one.
No straws.
No straws.
Oh.
I mean, just when I grew up, I mean, I'm telling you, it was felt hats, and and people ask me about straw hats, and it's like, I sold a lot of hats, sold a lot of straw hats, but I didn't like them.
Okay.
I just don't like them. And I tell people I don't like straw hats.
Okay.
Yeah. Just it's just my own. I don't.
Well,
I mean, they're awesome, but I just, me personally, it's just like I can't see myself in a straw hat.
I've got a lieutenant who he's kind of been my mentor when it comes to this. He grew born and raised Texas boy, and he's getting close to retirement age, but
right.
For whatever reason, even when he was a sergeant, I just kind of been pushed towards him.
Right.
And he was my guide. I was like, hey, I want to get a cowboy hat. What do I get? Hey, I want to get cowboy boots. What do I look for?
Oh, yeah.
So he's telling me all these things. And then he's like, if you ever have any questions, give me a call. So I'm like, all right. Well, I like the black hat the best. I mean, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm getting ready to go to work. Can I wear the black hat? And he's like, are you wearing long sleeve? I was like, no, I'm wearing short sleeve. It's hot out. And he goes, then hell no. I was like, why not? He goes, you don't wear your felt with short sleeves. I was like, really? He's like, yep. He's like, long sleeves or nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And do I have to wear, what if I wore tennis shoes, like my black tennis shoes for work? And he's like, no, you got to wear boots. He's like, now you can get away with your work boots, but you better wear cowboy boots.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh yeah.
All right, I'll do that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah. So I've been learning and trying to, I've been here 12 years. I need to.
Right.
I think I've come leaps and bounds. I almost dressed exclusively in Western wear now.
There you go.
To an extent.
Yeah.
I like it. I see the appeal to it now. I think you look clean, and it's either that or I'm wearing like outfitter wear, like outdoorsy stuff, like hiking pants, and, and a fishing shirt or something like that, lightweight. You know, you can sweat in it and layer up if you need to.
Right.
That's it. Those are the only two things I really wear anymore. So
we like being in this southern area, and where the police wear cowboy hats, and when we're at our Western events where we're out at this particular venue quite often, and and we actually have officers that are assigned to our facility, which is nice.
Yes.
And of course we love to see the same people, and it can get wild and crazy because there's lots of folks that go through there. Not that anybody's going to do anything wrong, but just that there's so many.
Yeah.
And they're going everywhere.
And you got a lot of merchandise just laying around.
We got a lot of merchandise, and it gives us as a business owner, it gives us a super sense of security.
Yeah.
That we know that there's not going to be somebody roaming around out there trying to bust into trailers, or
which they've tried, but we're there.
They've tried, and it's happened once or twice, but they've
we figured it out.
You figured it out. So and that's again, peace of mind is priceless.
Yeah.
And when we pull up and we see all of our officers, it's just you just breathe easier.
Yeah.
You just breathe easier. Yeah. I mean, it's, again, it's the sense of relief is awesome.
So I want to get into, so you came from Montana, you came down here in the 70s. Your family got into the boot making business, not just boot making, but handmade boots.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about, from what I understand, it's something that once, the machines started coming out, like that way of making boots went away.
Exactly.
And
yes,
y'all were able to keep it going. And what I like that I've seen about your company is not only did you keep the old traditions going, you didn't get stubborn and say this is the only way. As new technology came out, you guys were using that to make a boot fit better, but you're still making them by hand.
Yes.
So that in itself, I think, that's like getting a classic car, but putting a modern suspension on it.
Well, yeah, without a doubt.
That's how I see it.
You talked about suspension. You start with your arch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You start with the arch.
Yep.
And
do me a favor. Pull your mic, like do this. Yes, perfect. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So here's a beautiful arch, rounded.
Okay. This camera right here is pointed at you, so
nice and round. You can see my finger go across that.
Yes.
So what this translates into here is a nice fit. So if you're on your feet every day, such as Eric is, that this would be beneficial to your foot.
Right. I'm trying to give people an idea. I want people to understand cowboy boots, because I didn't understand. Like, to me, I'm like, why the hell would you wear, like, it doesn't look comfortable because I've never worn them.
Right.
But as I've been down here and learning more, like, if you ever decide to get into cowboy boots, now you're going to get from one of the tops, like exactly what to look for.
Yeah. Again, look for this beautiful arch support, the pegging, the handwork, no metal, brass pins, anything like that.
I'm about to show them. So,
and there's a lot of things that you don't see inside here. Handmade toe boxes, leather, everything's cut out by hand. Each piece of leather is cut out by hand. One thing that's really cool is the skiving. So what the skiving is on the edge of the leather. Okay. You've got to make that very edge really smooth,
like flush with the other piece.
Very thin, so you don't have it raised up. Well, so you look at this boot and you see it's all smooth. That's because each piece of this has been hand skived to be very fine, so you don't have anything but a smooth surface. Again, that's some of the handwork that is, just again takes a lot of time. But again, that's old school.
Yeah,
that's old school, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the craftsmanship. But again, it's all about your fit. You fit that arch. Each one of your arches is completely different.
Right.
So if you don't fit your arch, you're in trouble. And again, so we go to the lengths of fitting each one individually.
So before we get too far, I want them to see.
Yes.
So this is my boot.
Yes.
All right. I'll show that camera first. Now, he talked about the metal pins. You can see the metal pins on my boot for sure.
Sorry.
Yeah. This is my first pair of cowboy boots, by the way. And I did polish them prior to the show, so they looked nice. A little better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they were beat up. And so you got that. And then when it comes to the arch, like I said, his kind of looked like a half tube. Mine is almost flat. So now this was discounted. I got an officer discount on these, so I got them for about $130, $150.
Yes.
And they work in short bursts.
Right.
I've learned.
Right.
We were discussing.
Yes.
I had worked in a parking lot not too long ago. It was 108.
Yes.
Ambient temperature, and then you talk about the heat from the pavement.
Right.
Well, I had no relief. There was no sun, or there was no shade anywhere.
Right.
So
I
was out there for a couple hours, and I noticed, I'm like, man, my boots are getting really soft. The sun's kind of like a baseball glove. I'm like, oh, my feet feel like it felt better because I felt the leather softening up. And then it was 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh my God, my feet are killing me. Like, what's the deal? It was chafing because it had softened up so much, and now it was rubbing on everything.
Yeah.
And my arch was, like I said, everything started to hurt.
Yes.
And I was like, damn. Like, okay, now I'm starting to see, because I've tried on some nice boots, but never, I have never pulled the trigger to purchase those because I can't be buying those.
Right. Well, interesting. When I was a kid, one of my dad's friends, some of his friends were like Tony Lama Jr., Sam Lee Casey.
So you got to explain who those guys are.
Sam Lee Casey, of course, is famous. His granddad started Lee Casey Boot Company in 1883. Tony Lama Jr., his dad started Tony Lama in, goodness, I think the 30s. Tony Lama is the most recognized boot ever, the name.
Yes.
So these guys were, well-known type people. And I was talking, we were actually at a market one day, and I was listening to the old men talk. I was about 15, and my dad was about 45. So he was not old, but, he was to me at the time.
He's 5 years older than I am now.
So, so we're hanging out, and I'm listening to him, and he's a little guy. And he says, you ask a customer, you just get right in their face and you ask them, are you the kind of man that has to take his boots off as soon as you walk in the door? And I thought, oh my God, you can't ask somebody like that. Somebody's going to jump at, going to just, whoop your ass or something. Right. You just don't, that's personal.
Yeah.
But what he was getting at, of course, was the fit.
Yeah.
Your boots don't fit. Your fits don't boots don't fit, boy. You know,
yeah.
that's what the thing is. So the thing is, for instance, my boots, I put them on this morning at, well, I don't know, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I'll take them off about 8:30. That's because it's time to take them off and go to bed.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that's why I take them off.
Right.
And that's what you get with a good fit.
Okay.
Is something that you don't have to take off, that you don't want to take off.
Yeah.
I used to come in off the road from traveling. My boys would be out there shooting hoops. I just jump out of the Suburban and start shooting hoops in the boots. They're my tennies.
Okay. Yeah.
They're my tennies. Yeah. But that's what you get when you get a proper fit.
Yeah.
And you know, our boots are expensive, but I mean, it's a lifetime thing.
It's a lifetime purchase.
I mean, you know, I hear the same thing. I talk to people all the time, cowboys, cowgirls. You know, how many pair of boots you buy a year? Oh, 2, 3, 4 pair. You know, I wear through them. You know, you got to throw them away. I said, do you enjoy shopping for boots? Oh, hell no.
Right.
You know, do they fit you? Well, not really.
Yeah.
You know, so you're like, well, why don't we get you something that will last longer, that won't hurt your feet?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that you don't have to go buy another pair every 3 or 4 months. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you put the pencil to it, you know, money wise, you're better off spending a little money.
Yeah.
You're better off. Your feet's a whole lot better off.
Yeah.
But even, you know, yeah, I mean, your feet feels better.
Mm-hmm.
And you got something that's lasting for you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. And it's kind of neat that boots, Western heritage culture, that's the bridge for your company and the police.
Yes.
It's kind of an interesting way to open up communication.
Yes.
Because it's immediately what drew us to talking.
Exactly.
Like, this is a part of my uniform.
Exactly.
And I'm trying to learn because I want one of my big problems right now is one boot fits perfect, the other boot does not. I have 2 different size feet. So
everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone does.
So my boots, there's a significant difference and I can feel it, but it, you know, when I went to go get them, the guy was like, we can't give you 2 different size boots. And
no, you got to fit the bigger one.
Yeah. So I made do and they felt comfortable,
right?
You know, while I was there.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, you know, you put some time in them and then you start to realize. But that bridge is something that I think police need to focus in on a little more. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes businesses can be annoying. Hey, you guys aren't doing this for me. You're not doing that for me. Da, 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 da. Invest a little time into what their business is, because especially small business. I think small businesses are even more important to take care of because I think they're more the backbone and they've got an investment in their local city versus Amazon, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't like, I'm not saying neglect them by any means, but they don't need you.
No, but you're right. The small businessman is definitely all just hooked in with the community. I mean, that's what we are. We don't survive any other way. So we're hooked up with the local community, and we just it's just the right thing to do. Yeah, as well.
Now, with y'all going back so far, and they learned the boot making and all that stuff from these. I mean, basically the 2 originals.
Well, yeah. So one of the shops that I used was founded in 1950 by Juan Cruz. He came from Leon, Mexico in 1930. Let's see, in 1950, he was 15. He came with his uncle, one of his uncles. His uncle taught him how to make boots. And his uncle learned from somebody that learned how to make boots in the 1800s.
Dang.
Yeah. So now figure Juan Cruz, he's rolled up to El Paso. He's 15 years old. They've got no money. So they learned how to make boots with nothing, basically, with very, very, very few machines. The prize machine is a Singer sewing machine that Juan bought used in the 50s.
Dang. Things were built to last then.
Yeah, and there's only 4 machines in the shop. One of them is a big belt finisher. We don't have all shops have a Landis G sole stitching machine. We don't have one. They learned how to sew the soles on with that Singer sewing machine.
Okay.
So, I mean, we the shop makes their own inseam thread.
Yeah.
Again,
handmade.
So, so if you're going to make your own inseam thread, then you have to make your own wax for your inseam thread, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of sort of where we go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy inseam thread, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy toe boxes, like all the other boot companies use. But again, ours are all handmade one at a time, because not only are your feet different, your toes are different.
Okay.
You may have a big toe that's taller.
You may not have a big toe.
Well, exactly. So
yeah, I mean, that's realistic.
So you may have to do a little different. You've got to have a taller toe box.
Right.
Of course, we make them from scratch, so it doesn't make any difference. But if you get a store-bought, it's just a regular toe box, it is what it is.
Right.
So if you have an issue, it's just too bad, so sad.
Okay. So going back that far, the company itself have you guys, I mean, is it like do you guys have like a Payless shoe store set up? I mean, I come in and there's just a bunch of boots and I'm like, I want those boots. And they're like, all right, like, how does it work? How has it worked all these years?
So, it's personal. It's a personal experience.
Okay.
Very personal experience. Of course, I measure people at shows, because I get people from all over the United States, all over the world, but mainly from all over the U.S. But it is so personal that a lot of times, we want the customer to be the most comfortable wherever they are, whether it's your house, could be your office, could be your barn. It's just wherever the customer is most comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And we like that comfort level for several reasons. Number one, if you're at a show, there's interruptions.
Yeah.
I'm measuring you, and somebody's over my shoulder and asking questions. And they're not trying to be ugly.
Right.
But when I'm measuring you, I get quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I get quiet because I got business to take care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got business right then that requires all of my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Not 95%, 100% of my attention.
Right.
So, and we have boot parties, which is real cool. You go over to someone's house, they have half a dozen people over, measure some folks, have lots of good food, just have a good time.
Okay.
Just hanging out.
And is that how the company's always worked?
Well, so I've been doing it like this for about 6 years.
Okay.
This seems to be the best way to do it. I mean, we had lots of stock booths before, and just to try to get people, to try them on. And it's like, no, just I carry my own personal boots now. I carry about maybe 15, 16 pair, but lots of, with all the cool stuff in it. I've got all kinds of pictures and catalogs and stuff too. But, we just show what we have. And, of course, any leather's available almost in any color. I mean, the options, I used to tell people you're only limited by your imagination, but we do stuff that you can't even dream of.
Yeah.
You never thought of before.
Yeah.
So
I believe you because I saw.
oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I didn't even know they come in that color. We were
yeah.
talking about the TCU boots. I was
Well,
like, I've
exactly.
never even seen purple
So,
boots before.
Yeah, this is a purple rough out bison, and I wanted this particular purple for TCU,
Okay.
and then of course the white.
Right.
My daughter graduated from TCU, so TCU rocks.
Go Horn Frogs.
But yeah, so there we go with that. Just different, and that's a hippo.
Really?
On the foot. Yeah, that's a hippo.
What the hell?
How
do you even like? You ain't gonna find that on Amazon. Who are you calling up to say, hey, you got any hippo?
So I have I deal with several different hide suppliers. This particular fella here has been in the business for decades. He recently went off on his own from a different company and went to he took his chemist down in South Africa and went to a different tannery.
Okay.
And the leathers are finer, the finishes are nicer, they're different, just completely different, altogether different. This toe stitch here on the bottom, that is an original shop design from the 50s.
Really?
Right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, you got a lot of there's been lots of prolific designers that on the stitch patterns and styles. But it's nice. Again, most of the inlays that I do are original shop inlays that Juan made in the late 50s or early 60s. So, and all the stitch patterns are all vintage El Paso. That's why they look so cool, because people don't put the time in to make new designs. And well, even with some of the bootmakers today, you'll see a one row stitch pattern.
What does that mean?
So this has 8 rows of stitch, one at a time.
Okay, I see.
So you do the whole pattern, for instance, in that blue, and then you come back again and do it again and again and again, again for 8 times.
I wonder what my boot has.
So, and this is done by hand. That's done by computer.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But so we got bootmakers doing them by hand, and they're doing one row.
Okay.
It's like, no. Again, that's time. It takes money.
Right.
So, I asked Tony Lama Jr. one day. I said, why all the pretty tops? I said, nobody sees the pretty tops. And he said, what brings you over to the boot? I said, the pretty top. He said, there you go.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's
pretty
right.
simple.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I was 15.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've always remembered.
Right. Yeah. It's, when I picked these guys out, I actually didn't really care for the top, the color.
Right.
But I didn't have a lot of choice.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosers type thing.
Right.
And the other option was also ugly. And then I went off I was like bummed. You know how it is. You're kind of disappointed with what you're getting, but you don't have a choice. So
right.
I was like, And I was like, well, no one's gonna see it anyway.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, I'm like, it still bugged me.
Right.
Because I knew.
Right.
But I guess you will have more confidence in your boot if you like the tops.
You like the tops.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing about ours is you virtually choose everything. Your top color.
Yeah.
What kind of scallop you want on the top. If you want holes in the top.
That's one thing I wish I had.
I've probably got maybe, I don't know. I've got so many stitch patterns I don't show everybody. I've probably got 50.
Okay.
Again, people get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So
too many options.
Well, yeah. They're like, oh, I can't decide, because of course they're all pretty.
Yeah.
But you get to choose. You get to choose your leather, your whatever kind of heel you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, what color sole? I mean,
I was describing to somebody, and again, this is another. I'm into the whole heritage part and the culture part and all that stuff. And I think that's I think that's fun.
Oh,
And
that's a big thing.
like the process of it and all that. And one of the cultural things that I really liked was just the fact that the process is all old school, original, and you guys haven't deviated from that, but you got away from the mass production style, and now it's all custom fit. Like you're getting a Tesla for your feet in a way.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And I need to say this up front. Not a sponsor. Not obviously not a sponsor. Look at I'm rolling around in my George Strait's. They put George Strait's name on it and they get guys like me. I'm like,
there
hey,
you
there you go. So I got no stake in this game. But the process in itself of being personable, you make a relationship with everybody you get a pair of boots from, or they get a pair of boots from you.
Oh yeah.
So
very much so.
You're investing time in people.
Yes.
And that's where this big circle's coming back around.
Yes.
When us as police officers start to invest in the people, the relationships improve.
Yes.
And in turn, I think crime control can start to benefit from that. That's where the whole neighborhood policing part comes in.
Oh yeah.
But then the double edge of that, I say double edge because in a positive manner, not like the counter to that. The other cool part about that is when enforcement time comes, and it always comes. There's going to be times when enforcement's got to come down the line.
Oh yeah.
Now your relationships that you've built, those people are going to come forward and be like, hey, I got some information for you. Or, hey, are you aware of this over here?
Yep.
It's a team effort.
Very much
and
so.
when you invest in your businesses, this is the point that I'm trying to get to, while still giving William, I like hearing about all this stuff. It's interesting to me, so I don't care if it's interesting to the viewers.
Right.
Some episodes are for you, some episodes are for me.
Yeah.
All of my episodes are for me. I've loved and been invested in all the stuff that I've done.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you get to have that one-on-one relationship with the people that you're, or even in a party, because you measured my feet. Yeah. Because I just, I was curious about the process, and you went through and did that. You discovered I'm a ticklish guy. So it's hard for me to sit still. People are using measurements and stuff on my feet. So
yeah, you were pretty ticklish.
Yeah. It's always weird to see a cop squirming around while some dude's at his feet, and people are like, "What the hell is going on over there?" I'm giggling. I'm a man child. But, so I think that is something. I got cat hair all over this blanket.
Well, relationships are very important, and that's what society has gotten away from. The personal relationship between the police and the business person, and just in general, just people in general, So when they have that personal relationship, something comes up, they can say, hey, we can get something taken care of. It's a lot easier to solve a problem. Yeah. When you do have a relationship with either the police or your fellow business owners or neighbors or whatever.
Yeah. Now, you as a business owner, what are there any improvements in police work that you can see that you think should be implemented? Is there something that police are neglecting as a whole that you think we could focus on better?
Well, so now this is going to sound kind of corny, I guess, but back in the day, we used to have officers come by and see us.
Okay.
Old school on the beat type thing. Right. And stop by and just say hi and how you doing, and I'm Eric. I'm your guy here in the hood, Yeah. And I like that. And I think, I know that we need that more today.
Okay.
Because you need to see the officer out in your hood. Yeah. You need to see him out in your businesses, and everybody around needs to see it. I mean, they need to know.
So better visibility,
without a doubt. I mean, it's a simple thing. I understand it's a money thing. Yeah. As a society, we're not putting enough money into to more officers.
Yeah. So you mean defund the police is probably a bad idea?
No, that's ignorant. Yeah, that's just that's just asinine.
I mean,
That's-
I agree with you.
That's asinine. I can't imagine. The defund the police people, the ones that pay thousands of dollars for private security. So we can't listen to them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am glad that other people took that mantle and tried it out because they all realized that was a bad idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's
you would think it'd be common sense.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
but
that's
sometimes you just need to put theories to the test, and
yeah.
I'm happy that other people tested those waters and that we didn't have to where we're at.
Yeah, it's just that's just total ignorance.
Yeah,
because you need to have the presence. The presence deters.
Yeah,
criminals.
Yeah,
I mean, hello, are you criminals like, oh, there's police over there. I believe I'll go over there and try to rob something. And no, that's not going to happen.
I mean, that happens occasionally, but those are the dumbest of dumb criminals, and they're not very observant.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I've been there when they've done some dumb things, and then they're like, "Oh, I didn't see you over there." I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You get tunnel vision because your adrenaline got pumping.
So actually, this is funny. I live right by a school. Been lived there forever. So, school zone. And I pull onto the street and I see the officer and he sees me and I just go speeding by.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he pulls me over and he's like, and I said, "Hey, I apologize. I saw you, your school zone. I live here." I'm just like,
he was in the zone.
My mind was over there. It's supremely apology. He wrote me a ticket. I was good to go. But I'm like, stuff happens. You just,
I've done it. I've been pulled over.
It's crazy.
Now it wasn't a school zone, but it wasn't too long ago. I was staring at the cop. I'm like, I wonder what they're doing, and I got so thinking in his world. I'm like, I wonder what their duties are today. How they differ from where I'm at.
Right?
And,
yeah.
And then I look down and I'm like, oh, I'm going like 12 over, and I was like, wonder if he's gonna. Oh, he's pulling. Shit, I'm the only one on the road. I looked around real quick. I'm like, oh, that's me.
It's you.
So I instantly pulled over and he comes up and he's he's doing the whole police approach thing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
As he gets up there, I'm smiling. I'm like, how you doing, sir? He's like, I'm officer such and such. Pulled you over speeding. It's like, any reason you're speeding? It's like, you're not going to believe this. And I did pull the cop car. I was like, I did. I had just got off work.
Yeah.
I just got off duty myself. And I told him the honest truth. I was like, I was staring at your car and just wondering what your day was like compared to mine. He started laughing. He's like, where you work at? I tell him. And he starts laughing. And he's like, you've been my only customer for like the past 20 minutes. And he's like, I was thrilled.
Yeah.
I was like, I bet you were.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
hey, man.
funny.
I was like, I don't want you to. And I tell every cop this. Is like, if you got to write me a ticket, I get it. I was like, just because I'm a cop, I was like, I'll slow it down, I promise. And, it's a professional courtesy, I think. But
oh, yeah.
I think every line of work has a professional courtesy of some sort.
Oh, certainly.
You work at Subway and your boy that works with you, he's off, comes in, hey, man, can I get a sandwich? And you can give him a sandwich. Yeah, I did that stuff when I worked at Subway.
Yeah.
Professional courtesies are out there everywhere, but I don't expect one.
Yeah, well, we try to be courteous.
Yeah.
It's almost a lost art.
Yeah. Do you, as a boot maker, ever make boots for other boot makers? That would be kind of neat.
No.
Everybody likes their own brand type thing. Yeah. Okay.
They, everybody thinks they've got their own secret recipe.
Okay.
They don't, but they think they do.
But that would be the cool thing, though. That should be something that you offer, and make it like a social media event. Like, hey, we're two bootmakers. We've been in this business forever, and you don't obviously show them the recipe to Colonel's secret recipe,
right?
But make each other some boots, and then just he ain't gotta wear them. That'd just be a cool thing.
Yeah,
I think that'd be neat.
That'd be interesting.
Well, okay, this is why I say that, because the podcast world is the most supportive freaking world I've ever seen. Every podcaster I've ever reached out to, they bend over backwards to help you out. And I return that in kind. Like everybody that I've had people, I got one guy he's starting to podcast in a way. He's getting there. Keith Hanks, shout out. He's I think medically retired firefighter that suffers from PTSD issues and stuff like that. And we did an episode together, and he was talking about getting help and recognizing the signs, and it was to help first responders and stuff like that. But after we got done, I'm like, dude, like, you're fun to listen to and to talk to. Like, you should do this. Like, you've got a talent for it. I can see it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think so? And I was like, yeah. And he had some other projects on the horizon, but it was something he was kind of considering. And I don't know if it was me solely that put him over the edge, but now he's doing it.
Cool.
It's fun. It's fun to listen to. So I was thinking about that with boots. Like, that would be neat. Like, if,
that would be cool.
Like the maker. Well, I can't even say, because tennis shoes don't compare. Everything's made by machines anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
I
remember it was probably maybe 1976 when Tony Lama got computerized stitchers.
Okay. And we're talking the old school Tony Lama.
Yeah. Okay. And I was so sad because I've been in the factory. I've seen those little old ladies sitting down there at the machine. Been stitching those tops for 30, 40 years, And all I saw was all that handwork going away. Oh. And that was sad. Yeah. That was very sad. Yeah. Again, they're in it to make money. Yeah. Because they're going to turn out. No, they were turning out 5,200 pair of boots a day. But we're not interested in anything
quality
like
over quantity. And I think we've hit this cultural shift where we're going back to appreciating handcrafted items.
Yes.
Two of my, I don't have them in here. Two of my knives are handmade knives. And my gun, although no, it is not handmade, but it's got hand craftsmanship associated with and the tuning and all that stuff. This table, although this is the first, for everybody listening, I am still having sound issues. So this is the first episode that I have soundproofed my room as best I can. Poor William comes in and it looks like a hobo shop because I have blankets laying everywhere, and behind him and behind me is a soundproof wall. So I'm trying to get the sound quality better for y'all. Anyway, so I covered up this beautiful table that my dad refinished for me. That's what he does in his retirement. Is refinishing old furniture and stuff like that. So if you ever have anything, let me know. And we'll get the old man to refurbish for you. He's done some like real old pieces too, like 100-year-old pieces. He redid my daughter's. We got a piano donated from a church. They were getting rid of it, and he redid the whole wooden outside of that. That was really cool. So, but the point I was getting to is that hand craftsmanship thing is really coming back around. I shouldn't even say come out. It's here.
It's here. Yeah.
This whistle, that whistle was handmade by my friend's dad.
Nice.
He was making whistles for police officers. Nice. So shout out to Keith Spraggins. And my buddy Joey, that's his dad. So the handcraft thing, this magnet there, that was another thing handcrafted. Your son, not only do you have the boot side, you also have the jewelry side, correct?
Yes. Well, my son does Native American handmade jewelry. Yes. All from, real, we say made by real people. Out there in New Mexico, Arizona, right off the reservation. He deals with the Indians right on the reservation. And he also has gold and diamonds. But again, those are made in America by humans. Yep. Again, we don't. Yeah. We're interested in handwork. We're interested in made in America. Yeah. We're interested in all kinds of crafts.
I got you.
Craftsmen. Whether it's a leather guy or boot guy or the jewelry, it's the handwork that we're loving to let people know about. And Chance does it very well through the jewelry. And all the handwork that all the awesome Native Americans do. Yeah. Just fascinating.
Yeah, it
you
was
know?
cool. I'm not he was talking to me about, the guy's jewelry stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
not much of a jewelry guy. I wear this thing because it monitors my heart rate.
Right,
And
right.
that's always important to me, is fitness stuff and whatnot. But other than that, I do need a new wedding ring. I lost mine some years ago, and I tried wearing those rubber ones. A lot of cops will try to wear those because you don't want to get hung up on a fence or something like that. Get
Yep,
degloved.
yep.
Well, that's not really an issue for me anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not in the streets taking calls the same way that I used to be. So
Chance can hook you up.
yeah, so
he can make something.
I need to get a ring, and then I started talking to him about a belt buckle. I was like, have you ever done a belt buckle? Because I bought mine on Amazon. It says Texas. I thought it was neat.
Yeah.
So I was like, that'll
Oh yeah.
that'll work. Yeah. But yeah, I want to. He said he's never made one, but he could make one.
He could make one.
Let's do that.
Hey, you got to start somewhere,
right? Yeah, I want to get a police one. I would like to get maybe take one of my badges and just fuse it in there. I don't know if that's even possible, but really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So the correct answer is always yes.
Yes. Right.
It's always yes. It's we can do just about anything.
Yeah.
So we'll try it.
Okay. I think you and I have covered the importance of the police business world, police in business communication. We talked about where we can improve. You still, as a business owner, you still like that officer stopping in, saying hi, getting to know you, maybe giving some contact information.
You bet. Oh yeah.
And I do know some great officers that still do that stuff. I don't believe that that's lost completely, but I do think you're right. I think it's less and less likely to happen. One, because we're always behind, we're shorthanded,
without a doubt.
But I don't think it's unreasonable for a little beat ownership from officers. And this is me talking to the officers listening out there. Even if you're not, and they call them an NPO where we're at, neighborhood patrol officer.
Right.
They're supposed to be the liaison between the businesses and the community.
Right.
For the beat officers that work your area.
Right.
So I don't think it's unreasonable for patrolmen and for NPOs once a month. I think out of a month, you can make time to stop in a business, check out your beat, figure out where your businesses are that are open during your time.
Yeah.
And just talk to your manager. If the owner happens to be there, great.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not saying go run into, again, Amazon. Like, you can't even get into.
Well, no.
Amazon is and I keep mentioning that because I've seen we have one where we're at here in the North Texas area.
Yeah.
It's a city. Like,
unbelievable.
You're not making a personal relationship with anybody. If anybody, you're gonna go make a relationship with the gate guard.
Well, I was going to say exactly because that's the important guy right there.
Yeah,
because he sees everybody.
Yeah, he sees everybody. Yeah,
same thing.
Yeah, But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, and I think that is important. Keeping those personal relationships, and beats change quite a bit for officers. I get that. And it doesn't matter if you can make it. This is my advice to cops out there. Look at your beat. Just make a quick list while you're sitting there on lunch. All right, here's all my small businesses, and here's all my big businesses in my area. And just keep track when the last time you came around. And even if you only came around once a quarter, it's enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
That thought's always in the back of your mind. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's by. You're not going to remember that it was 2 months ago.
Right.
You remember that he came by.
Yes. Yeah. And for you, I this is one thing I always tried to keep myself in check with is I'm used to dealing with people all the time on a police call.
Right.
But people aren't used to talking to police all the time.
Well, exactly.
It's a very rare occurrence for a lot of people. And if I'm stopping by, unless it's one of those courtesy things like a business check and stuff like that, just to come say hi, it's usually because there's some fuckery afoot.
Right, exactly.
We're there in an enforcement capacity, and that stinks.
Yeah.
So it's hard to make any type of relationship there without people walking on eggshells. So
exactly. Yeah.
If officers take the time to stop in and just shoot the shit, be a person, humanize, I feel like that gets overused, humanizing.
It's true. But it's true,
But that was kind of one of my points of bringing you on is I didn't prompt you to say any of this stuff. You came on and this was your honest opinion about it. And it reinforces what I've been talking about. So
exactly.
if you came in and you were like, I don't want cops showing up to my place. I think it puts a bad taste in the mouth for the customers. Well, I'd want you to explain that, but that wasn't your view. So
I don't understand when somebody makes a statement like that. That's that didn't make much sense to me.
I get it. It depends on where you're at. Now, if you're in Portland, I think Portland's one of the bad areas right now.
Yeah.
If you're up in Portland and people as a whole culturally in that area don't care for the cops.
No.
Well, sure. I don't want cops in my business because you're going to hurt my business.
Right.
These people are,
Yeah.
I get that argument, but I am the type of person that I don't give a shit what you think. If it goes against my conscience, then I'm not going to I'll deal with the repercussions, but I'm not going to kick a cop out of my business because I believe in supporting the police. I think we need to.
We're in Texas, so we feel a little different than the people in Oregon do.
That's true. That's true. I get it. But we need to I need to make a conscious effort to try to improve it everywhere. That's kind of what, that's the pipe dream of this show, is to try to improve policing all over the place. Keep each other in check, self accountability. I think that's one of the big distrusts with police these days is they don't think we keep each other in check enough. You're not turning you may be a good cop, but you're not turning in the bad cops. And
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that where I'm at. I can't speak for other departments.
Well, exactly.
But
I just don't see it here.
I have seen officers fired, charged, every single year that I've been on where I work at. I've seen officers either fired or charged and convicted of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's because we have such a good thing going where we're at. We're not going to let you ruin that for us with your dumb shit. So, good cops are constantly checking. You just don't hear about that in the media because it's not sexy. There is no, if it bleeds, it leads. That's the whole premise.
Right.
Well, there's nothing sexy about a cop arresting a cop because that's what you should be doing. That's your job. You should be doing that anyway.
Yeah.
But the minute a cop maybe overlooks something, that's juicy. Now that's going to be in the media.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That I see that, but I'm part of the machine. It doesn't count coming from me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So my hope is to people see my authenticity. Like, I hope I'm coming across as authentic. Like when I met you came across as an authentic person.
Yeah.
So regardless if we could sit here and have a real police discussion or whatever it was, it didn't matter because you're authentic. And I knew your personality would come across, and it's just going to be fun for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It didn't matter. But I think
that's awesome. Yeah.
I think people are going to appreciate this episode. And the next part that I want to get into is I want people to start to see the culture. Now, you brought your book. I know it's got pictures and stuff because I saw some of the pictures, old school. We're talking like pictures from the 60s, 50s, stuff like that. Seeing the people in the shops working by hand.
Right.
But more importantly, you brought a whole bunch of the show boots.
Yeah.
And I want people to see that. I mean, when we're talking the culture, the Western culture, these boots, I want you to really see what we're talking about, because I only thought boots came in black and brown, and it's the classic cowboy, boot that they're sitting in. These boots that we're about to show you guys. So if you're listening to this episode, I'm going to do my best to kind of describe what we're looking at. You're definitely going to describe it. I want you to save those the blue ones, the ones that I really like. So I meet him and I'm looking at all his boots and I'm like, I like those ones. Those are my favorite ones. And he's like, well, you picked the most expensive ones. You got good taste. So I was like, all right. So, and these are the ones I got to try on. Those are the softest damn boots.
This boot is all ostrich. So you got ostrich, foot-quill ostrich on the foot. You have smooth ostrich top. Of course, ostrich ear pulls.
Those are called ear pulls.
Ear pulls.
Okay.
They're really fancy.
They're loops.
Yeah, they're loops.
I thought they had to be a hole cut in the side.
Oh no.
Oh, that's
no. We could do holes as well. I've got them.
My boots do that too. Holy shit. I'm such an idiot. I've been trying to pull them up by this like
snap.
that.
No. No.
Oh my God. I'm so stupid.
So even this piping around the top is ostrich.
I'm so dumb. Okay.
And, side seams may bother you, but for instance, the way this boot is called the Gagos style. This was invented by Jose Gagos in the late 1950s.
Okay.
He was a friend of the shop's founder, Warren Cruz. They worked together for years. So this, I don't know if you can see, this doesn't have any side seam in the inside at all.
Okay, so by side seam, you're talking about this.
Yeah.
I'll show
right
the camera.
There. For
There's
instance, that right there, when it gets around your ankle bone.
Yeah, it chafes it.
Yeah, but not if there's not one there at all. It won't chafe you.
Okay, I'm seeing the difference.
Yeah, so
this is education time, folks.
Yeah.
We're learning what the difference between the Cadillac and the Pinto boot are.
And then of course there's
what I was thinking.
Right
That's
there.
what I was thinking.
You know, which is old school.
Yeah.
Holes are old school.
Okay.
You know.
So now, one of the things, some boots are set up for spurs.
Yes.
Okay, what is the difference between that? That was a question I wanted to ask you last time, and I just kind of forgot.
Right. So
I don't know how to tell.
Here is a good example of a spur ridge right here.
Oh, it's a spur ridge. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. There's
So
a nice lip on the
Your
side.
spur actually rests right there.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be very large
Okay.
because your spur is just sitting there. Of course, you're strapped in.
Right. But that's why it jangles, because it's
Boom.
doing that.
But see, that way, of course, you're not going to fall off.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
some people call it a spur shelf. I mean, I've been doing this since the early 70s and was a spur ridge. So
Okay.
I'm still going to stick with a spur ridge.
So these, if you're listening to this show, these boots are, the ones you've been showing so far, they're ostrich. Ostrich are real easy to tell right away because what do you call this part?
The vamp.
The vamp. Yeah, like where the top of your foot would be.
Yeah.
It looks like circles, like a little.
Yeah, that's where they
frog.
actually pull the quills out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that looks like.
So this is a little different. This is slick. That's giraffe.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't know what I thought giraffe would feel like, but I didn't think it'd feel smooth.
No, that is different.
Because
we're gonna piss off PETA, by the way.
Well,
I don't think PETA listens to my show, but if you do, guys,
we like, for instance, that's an elephant, which is
that's my favorite.
Which is grainy.
Elephant's my favorite.
Beautiful, beautiful, and
that looks like fire.
And each one of them's different.
So this boot I'm holding,
that's Elephant on the Hill counter.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, so this boot I'm holding, it's a red cowboy boot. The front is red and yellowish orange. It literally resembles fire to me looking at it.
Yep. Is it smoking?
And yeah, it's an interesting boot.
So you've got a classic West Texas stitch pattern on the sock.
Okay.
That's maybe 75, 80 years old.
This boot, 75? Oh, the
stitch pattern.
Oh, I was like, this looks brand new.
Yeah, that was a brand new boot I just got the other day.
Okay. One of the other things that I want people to you can't see it or feel it. Well, you can see it if you're watching on the YouTube or Rumble channel. But what surprised me the most about some of these boots he has is how lightweight they are. Because that's another thing, like especially us as police officers, we're talking the grams, baby. I want is a little.
Yeah.
Some of the pairs of boots that I was holding they feel just as light as my tennis shoes.
Yeah, you feel some of them can feel pretty heavy.
Yeah, the ostrich seem to be real light.
Ostrich is very light.
Yeah,
that is an American alligator.
Oh my God, that's super soft.
Which is very, very nice. So that's a tannery, one of the few tanneries in the United States. They've been there in Georgia since the 70s, and they do really, really fine work.
So I'm going to get back into the small business world again.
Yeah.
All these places that you're getting these from, these are small businesses as
Oh,
well.
without a doubt. All of them.
Oh, that's great.
All of them.
Oh, that's
All
great.
Of them. You know,
I cannot believe
small,
I thought these were built
business where we get most of the top leather from.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you dealing with lots of small businesses. Period. You just.
I love that you guys do the.
So we put
tread.
the soul saver. So the soul saver. So what that does is, this will wear about 3 times longer than a leather.
Oh, really?
So, and the other thing is no slip. If there's a drop,
that's what I worried about.
I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
So no slip. Wear 3 times as long as leather.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other thing is when this wears out, all you do is peel this off and glue another one on there.
Okay.
Simple.
Well, if I get a pair of your boots,
boom,
I'm gonna bring them to you.
Oh yeah.
And let you put that.
Yeah. Oh no. We of course we service all of our own product because I don't. No, you wouldn't want them to go somewhere else.
Okay,
no,
I got you.
No, they don't have the skill level.
Okay,
that
you require.
That we do at the shop.
That you require.
No,
okay.
No. No.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this too. Like you said, it's whatever you can imagine for your boots and stuff like that.
Yes.
You can combine different leathers.
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So you could literally
So you ready to see the combined blue ones?
Oh, you have combined. Oh, is that combined? That is combined, isn't it? No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not
All
yet.
Right. We're not worthy yet.
I want you guys will see why.
Okay. So.
Elephant's my favorite. So I like seeing the elephant stuff.
Okay. So here's an elephant.
Oh,
so now
look at that.
Pick your boot up.
Okay.
And you see you got 2 pieces in the front and 2 pieces in the back.
What do you mean?
Right? So you got a piece here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You got a piece there.
Yep.
You got a piece here. You got a piece here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's 4 pieces.
So we're pointing at the
the
front, the back.
Front of the top and the back of the top. That's 4 different pieces.
Correct. And then this boot in itself is literally all one piece other than the pull.
It's 2 pieces, 1 front and 1 back.
Oh, this line makes that
1 piece, 1 piece front, 1 piece back, instead of, stop here, piece.
Okay.
Back, little piece, and then another piece there. This is the only style that Samuel Casey used to wear.
Really?
Yes, the 2-piece like that.
Okay.
It's called a 2-piece Wellington, which does not
soft on the inside.
Yeah, so our lining leathers are probably more expensive than most people's vamp leathers, but so it's all about the comfort. Well, and the wear.
Because on the outside, this feels like a damn elephant.
That's
guys.
iron. Yeah, that's iron. I mean, you can take your knife and dull it. So
yeah, I believe
literally.
That.
But yeah, soft lining leathers. I mean, so the nicer leather is more expensive, but it lasts longer. Okay. It breathes better. Your foot sweats. Okay, so we use a heavy ortho calf in the vamp. And what that does is it holds the integrity of your boot, but also it wicks the moisture away.
Oh.
So it keeps your boot from rotting out. You'll see boots that, for instance, will be rotted right here.
Okay. Where it creases?
Yeah. So they're rotting out from the inside.
Okay.
Because
the moisture's not getting out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's another question I was going to ask. Like, how do these damn things breathe without having some sort of weep hole in them? Or
that's it. So your that lining leather, it breathes, which is awesome. And the boot's all leather.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. So leather breathes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you've got a nice lining leather, top and bottom.
Gotcha.
You got a fine leather on top. We only use the finest leathers.
Gotcha.
Again, more expensive, but they last longer.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
So here's a question that I have.
Yes, sir.
Like elephant, for instance.
Right.
How the hell are they getting an elephant?
Well, so they can't kill them.
Right, because
They wait till they die, or one thing they did years ago was they decided they would sell some of the skins from the elephants that poachers have gotten husk from.
Oh, okay.
So
the elephant's already been killed.
So they started selling the skins, and they started hiring more park rangers, policing.
Gotcha.
So it stopped the poaching tremendously, which we get a lot less elephant skin, but that's okay. We still get plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, they have to wait till they die.
Okay.
People are like, oh, you kill elephant chicken. Well, no.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to do that for years.
Right. And that's I knew that. And so that's kind of I want to put people at ease on that.
Yeah.
I think one of the things I've learned through hunting my whole life is responsible hunting and animal control and stuff like that actually improves and expands the populations. And with elephants and rhinos in particular, I know that occasionally the older the males get, the more aggressive they'll get towards the herds, and they'll start killing other elephants. So they will put down the problem elephant or they will put down the problem rhino because it actually protects the population better than if you let it do its thing and now it's killing a bunch of rhinos that you could have saved. Yeah. So that's important.
Yeah, you stole my elephant story, because that's exactly what there was not too long ago. There was a male, and they get old and they get crazy.
Yeah.
And he was killing all the other males.
Yep.
So he's got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
and they use
it's helping the herd survive.
Yes. And they feed all the locals with the kill.
Yes.
And nothing goes to waste.
Nothing goes to waste at all.
I think that's important to know.
Yeah.
And
very much so.
I think it.
I mean, it's again, they're getting old school.
Yeah.
Just like they used to use everything.
Yes.
Old school.
Yes.
We use everything.
Yep.
Nothing goes to waste.
Yep. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's cool to point out. But okay, so we've seen elephant, we've seen giraffe.
Yeah. Seen
hippo. Hippo. That was interesting.
Hippo's cool.
Is there an animal we haven't seen yet?
Oh.
Before we start getting into the combo elephants.
No, you've seen. We saw this. We saw alligator already.
Yeah. Oh, wait, bring that back.
So now this one is.
That's a combo, right?
Yeah. So that's hippo in the back.
Okay, and that
is American alligator in the front. It's American alligator inlay, American alligator collar.
Okay, so what he's pointing out is on the top part of the boot, around the stitching, or I should say, inside of the stitching.
Yes.
That is the same thing that's sitting on the, what'd you call this part?
The vamp.
The vamp.
Yes.
The top part of your foot.
Yes.
And then the heel, along with the side seam is that's hippo.
That's hippo. And there again, that's another one of those. If you run your hand in the inside, that's your no seam on the inside.
Oh yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would have never noticed these things if you didn't point them out.
And so that is something that no one makes anymore. They just don't. There's just only a handful of people that even make that style. Everybody just makes a regular cowboy boot. It's easy.
Right.
Well, it's not easy, but that's everybody just makes.
It can be as easy as you want to make it.
But we make. Well, you've seen 3 or 4 different styles right here that we make.
Right.
We make all the good stuff. And again, when you've got the shops that have the people that have that vast knowledge. One of the gentlemen is his name is Marseille. He's known as the premier top specialist in El Paso.
So just for the tops of the boots.
Tops. He's known as a premier top specialist. He's 79 now.
Okay.
Hispanic. He's had 3 strokes.
Okay.
And he's still going.
Still going.
So my master bootmaker, he learned from his dad, which was the one that started the shop in 1950. And so he's been making boots for decades. Mark has been making boots for decades. And he tells me I call him master, and he tells me he's not a master. He'll never be a master.
Yeah.
Of course, his dad was a master.
Okay.
His dad made boots for 70 years.
Damn.
So anyway, Marseille is a teacher. So Mark is still learning. Not that he didn't learn from his father.
Right.
Not that he didn't learn from his uncles.
Mm-hmm.
Not that he hadn't learned from everybody else that's, he's been in contact with. He still has a teacher, because you'll never know everything.
Yeah.
That very humble person,
Mm-hmm.
that's who you want making your boots.
Okay.
You don't want a smart ass that knows everything.
Yeah.
You can't tell me shit.
His glass is full.
Yeah. He's like, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still learning.
Yeah. And that's the important thing with everything we do, but police work.
Yeah.
You're always learning.
Continuing education.
I don't care if you've been on 20 domestics, the 21st one's going to be different.
Every one of them.
And it's going to be handled a little different.
Oh, yeah.
So,
there's no cookie cutter or anything.
Yeah.
You
right.
know? I mean,
every animal you work with even though they're all cows or they're all elephants or they're all whatever, it's a different elephant. Different diets. Different. Everything's different about them. So
some skins you don't want to use.
Yeah.
I personally choose the majority of my hides.
Oh,
myself.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to put my hands on them.
Okay.
Even though I don't physically make the boot, I want to put my hands on them, because I know what's good and what's not. I'm not going to send anything out there that's not just superior.
Well, I want you to show my favorite boot now.
All right.
I want to see that one. I want people to see why I like this boot, and then let's talk realistically, all the way down to this.
Right.
What people can expect, what quality they should look for in the price ranges of that type of thing.
Right.
And then we'll talk about
all right.
the cost of this bad boy. Set it up.
So our boots start at $1,600 a pair, which is substantial.
Yeah.
But again, if you figure in a 2-3 year period of time only, I mean, that's your feet are extremely important because you're on them all day.
Mm-hmm.
You need to spend money on your feet. And
realistically, you can make your boots last a lifetime.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly. Certainly. I have boots that are from the early 80s. Okay. I've got some from the 1974. But you get a good boot that's a nice leather, you're going to be able to wear it forever.
One of the reasons I got hung up on wanting a pair of elephant boots is because when I went to buy these, it was a kid. He was probably 19. And he was wearing his grandfather's boots. Right. And they weren't the same company, but I was like, I like your boots. What do you got? He's like, these are my grandfather's boots. Right. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, my grandfather had them. He gave them to my dad. He passed away. Exactly right. And then those boots got passed on to him. Yep. Luckily, they all were the same size foot. Yeah. But he's like, all you do is get them resold.
That's exactly right.
And I'm like, that's amazing. So the fact that leather lasted that long, I mean, one, if you're kind of a spiritual person, especially with hunting and stuff like that animal's living on. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You're really doing that animal right, Right. And then two, that the meaning behind your boots, it's like a quilt in the family,
without a doubt,
having a quilt passed on, stuff like that. So
that
alone, and just the look, I think the look's really neat. But just the fact that kid would sat there and told me that his boots were passed down. Now me, the Yankee, I'm not in it like y'all. Yeah. And hear that? I said y'all. It's like it's natural for me now. I use it.
There you go.
So but the fact that's a possibility. Yeah, I've never looked at my tennis shoes and go, oh man, I wonder if I can make these last, to give to my son.
Yeah, disposable.
Right.
Yeah.
So So yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to point out the fact that like, yeah, you may, and trust me, guys, I haven't spent $1,600 on a pair of boots yet. I'm still working with what I got.
Yeah,
But I believe what you tell me to be true, and I've seen it. That the fact that you can spend $1,600 and it can last a lifetime. Now you need to take care of them, but don't go mixing cement and laying driveways in them. But well, you might be able to.
So there's your full quill ostrich with the smooth ostrich top on it.
Okay.
So the other morning, I planned on going somewhere with my granddaughters, and it got canceled. Well, I already had these on. I went out in the backyard. So I've got around my pool some old concrete. Thick. Just a couple layers.
Yeah.
I get out there with a sledgehammer. I bust up 30 feet of concrete, double deep, got a big, huge pile, got dirt laying all over. It's about four hours worth. I look down. Oh, I got these boots on. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just brushed them off. Do they look like they've been? Well,
maybe. It was this exact pair?
Yeah, maybe when I got that quill, maybe.
Okay.
But no, I just brushed them off. That was just the other day. Well, I didn't do a very good job. There's still dirt around the. But yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So the thing about the, old cowboy, you never know what you're gonna have to do when you got your boots on.
Yeah.
I mean, shit happens.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you're out there in the middle of nowhere, and okay, so you got your Sunday go to meeting boots on, you all fixing to go to dinner. Shit hits the fan, and you're jumping on your horse and putting a pair of spurs on your alligator boots, and you're taking care of your business.
Yeah.
You're not worried about it.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is wipe them some bitches off, and and you're good to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's that's the whole premise in having a really nice pair of boots.
Okay.
And even though they're really expensive, they're good to go.
Yeah.
For anything. Anything that you're going to come across.
I'm telling you, I'm probably going to baby the hell out of them.
Well, yeah. A lot of people do.
If I get a pair of your boots, I'm going to baby the hell out of them.
I tell people I like to see you wear the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I like to see.
I told you I'm getting into horses pretty strong right now. Matter of fact, I just reached out for my kiddo because I'm she's got to start shoveling some horse shit and learn how to take care of the horses first. So I'm getting that set up. But
a couple stables real close to you here.
Yeah, the next pair I get, they're going to be mainly I'm going to work in them, but I also want to be able to ride in them.
Yeah.
And,
yeah,
that's important to me.
I've got some horsehide from one of the few American tanneries. It's horsehide. It's called a Chromex CXL, and it's pretty much waterproof.
Oh, okay.
They use it up. Well, this place is from Chicago. Okay, so they make tons of shoes out of this.
Yeah,
I think I'm the only bootmaker I know of that's using it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it frowned upon to use horse leather? Or
no, horse is awesome.
Nobody uses it.
It's just that nobody uses the Chromex CHL. I mean, they're using regular boot leather or whatever. It's just like they haven't used that particular hide.
Okay.
I don't know why, because shit is great.
Okay.
Soft.
Be great in the snow in Chicago.
Well, yeah, but it's again, that's where it's tanned in Chicago. Oh. There's a tannery there in Chicago.
I see what you're saying.
It's 5 stories. And evidently, the gentleman tells me that this horsehide goes through all 5 stories. Takes 28 days to tan it.
Huh. Okay.
But again, it's a very serviceable.
Yeah.
Leather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, we use stuff that maybe some of the other guys don't use.
Yeah.
Big boot companies buy tons of leather. They buy just a boatload of stuff. I only buy number 1 hides, grade A number 1s.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I get it. Like I said,
they just buy a whole truckload.
Like I said,
I just buy the good stuff.
Tesla of boots.
Well, I mean, you might as well get the good stuff. It didn't, the nicer hide doesn't cost that much more. But if you're making a bazillion pairs, it makes a difference. But I'm not making a bazillion pairs. So.
Yeah. But the business model around that, I look at companies like Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
great relationship with police.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it isn't just because we're police. Look at how they treat all their customers.
Yes.
That's why they're so successful.
Customer service.
I mean, I like their food. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I try to avoid fast food when I can.
Right.
But if I'm near fast food and I need to eat, I'm going to pick Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out, because I think In-N-Out treats their people the same way. Like, I think they have kind of a similar business model as them.
They do.
But
family.
Yeah, but that and plus I can watch them make my food,
yes,
which I always love to do if
I
I'm
love
working.
that too.
Yeah,
you know.
So
hey, you know, like to see it fresh.
Yeah, so watching them make my food
fresh.
is I'll wait. I'm not in that. I'm in a hurry, but not to the point where I want my food quality to go down.
Yeah.
So
well, that's where you can't be in a hurry when you're waiting for a pair of our boots.
Yes.
So.
I gotcha. So okay,
I've got two different shops. One of them is going to be one master start to finish, which is unheard of anymore. That's 15-month delivery.
Oh my
15 months.
So if I were to get a pair of boots, like you fit me right now, it would take me over a year to get those boots.
Yeah, we're talking August, September, probably October of 23.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, you can't
rush perfection.
You can't
baby.
rush it, you know.
I got you.
So the other shop I have is a traditional handmade shop. For instance, you've got a guy that stitches the top. You got one guy that cuts the leather. You got one guy that actually puts the boot on the last, and puts in all these fine lemon wood pegs there.
Okay.
So each one of these guys been doing the same thing for 30, 40 years. So very proficient.
Mm-hmm.
One guy makes the hand leather toe boxes, you know.
Yeah.
But it's an assembly line. Yeah. It's handmade.
Handmade, yeah.
So it'd be like this shop, what I would say is a lot like a lady's boot, where you've got several different guys in your shop.
I told you about my lady's experience.
Yeah. So, and we're 120-day delivery on them, which is spectacular.
Okay.
4 months.
God, still a while.
Yeah, 4 months. Yeah, still a while.
Because I'm very what's the word? I'm trying to think of what that word is. When I need it, when I want something, I want it. Like I want it right now.
Sorry about your bad luck.
Yeah.
So it's as hard on me waiting for your new boot as it is for you.
Yeah.
Because I've designed it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I can't wait for the box to come for me to open the box.
Right.
It's just
so
like
you inspect all the boots that come in before you give them to the person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, now that's some quality control.
Oh yeah.
Right
I gotta put my hands all over them first. I gotta have inside, outside.
Okay.
I'm putting my eyes all over them.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well,
that's neat.
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I gotta check everything out.
Okay.
I don't want you to get a pair of boots to be a surprise.
Okay.
Of any,
you know
what I'm saying? I mean, I want you to be surprised, but I don't want you to be surprised because there's something wrong.
Gotcha.
Which normally is almost impossible. But, you know, stuff happens.
Yeah. Shipment may have screwed up, but
I mean, so, you know.
Okay.
I had, so when you have this last inside of the boot that your boot's made out of, it's a wood form. So
what do you mean it's a wood form?
It's a solid piece of wood.
Inside the boot?
It's a solid piece of wood that the boot is made on.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That is your mold.
To shape it.
And the last is made off of your foot measurements.
Yes.
Okay. So when this boot is made and it's on the last, everything is super tight. I mean, because you're training the leather to remember the shape of this last because that's your foot.
Gotcha.
Okay. So when you're pulling that last out, it's tight.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a pair, and this didn't get out of the shop, but it was sad. He was pulling out, and the leather tore in the back.
Really?
Which doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But it was a weak spot in the leather.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why, he'll run his hands all across the leather to find that weak spot. But there was a weak spot.
Yeah. And we're human.
So that was bad. Stuff happens. So same thing. He was last in a boot, a pair of Cayman, and he was pulling last out, and he had a little tear right here.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to take the whole vamp off of one boot and put it back on again. Put a new one on.
Okay.
Which is, again, it's an art form just to be able to take this off, take your boot apart, take this off, put a new one on, put it all back together. And of course, it looks exactly like the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't aware that they could come. I guess I knew if it's stitched, it could come apart at the stitch, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I never thought of that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different stuff that goes on in a pair of boots. And a lot of time, for instance, I'll put this pair up for just a second. This pair right here has 160 man hours by the master.
Holy cow. That's the one that takes 15 months.
15 months, yeah. 160 plus man hours in this pair of boots.
Holy shit.
There's 2 rows of stitch around all this.
Okay.
Of course, again, all this is skived, smooth.
Okay.
All these little pieces.
Yeah.
All those little edges. Again, that's what takes
that's elephant on the
That's elephant.
Elephant. Is the red part elephant as well?
No, it is smooth ostrich.
Oh, so you got a combo.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see the little dimples.
We got little quills.
Quills.
Yep.
I can see those.
There's one right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
But no, that's a pretty cool boot. That's the vines inlay.
Okay.
Which is, again, that's a original shop from the 50s design.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We like the cool stuff.
So
we're just cool like that.
160
plus hours. Yeah.
Plus hours.
I mean, so let's say you work at a 40-hour week. This is what you're going to do this month.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got your master bootmaker putting all that work into that boot.
Yep.
He's happy with it.
Yep.
He sends it to you.
Yep.
Now, those are your boots, but he sends it to you, and you're checking them out.
Yep.
And they pass your inspection.
Right.
And how much does a boot that gets 160 man hours go for?
Well, so the pair I just showed you is about 8,000.
Okay. That's not as bad as I was expecting.
But again, just tremendous amount of hours. And so think about this. Think about you're getting a new house, and you're gonna need it wired. Okay, so let's say you're wiring. You've got to drill the holes for the boxes. You've got to pull the wires. You've got to do all this labor. Well, let's say master electrician did all your grunt work. Let's say he cut all the holes in the 2x4s. He mounted all your boxes. He pulled all your wires. How expensive is your electrical bill going to be?
Yeah. Okay.
By the master.
Yeah.
Because he makes the big money.
Right.
You don't see the master electrician. He comes in at the very end and says, "Oh, yeah, this is good. This is good. Let me sign this off."
Yeah.
And he leaves.
Correct.
So let's say you had him from start to finish. Then you'd be a pricey.
Yeah.
Then you'd be pricey.
Okay.
So,
I see what you're saying.
People can understand that. Because everybody's paid for electrical.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I understand, I get, especially in your line of work, I see the difference.
Yeah.
It's just, I used to paint houses for a living. And I used to tell people if you're trying to hire, because I worked for my uncle at the time.
Right.
Shout out to Jim Gilbert, painting. And then when he would do the bids, he would tell him like, listen, I've been in the business 30 years, however long it was.
Yep.
If you're looking for the best price, we're not it.
Right.
But if you're looking for the best work, that's what we're asking you to pay for. So just know that up front, that when I give you a quote, it's not to offend you. It's just you're going to get the best.
Right.
And
exactly.
And you know, I would see. I remember going into houses and fixing paint jobs that they had hired somebody else on. Because they didn't like his quote, and then they called us back.
Without a doubt.
And you come in, and you're like, "Geez, old Pete's," you know.
Oh
so,
yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
I definitely see it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really mad at myself that I didn't realize this opened up here. I did not know that this whole time.
Now you know.
So
we're here to help.
I appreciate that. Yeah, education. you never have your cup too full. I'm telling
That's
you,
right.
You're always willing to learn. So I'm
always
so happy that I can pull my boots up now without. It's a pain to try to do it the way I was doing it.
Yeah.
So
you can actually put hooks in there.
Yeah.
You got boot hooks.
Yeah, I got boot hooks now.
Yeah.
Now they're worth $130.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So so we saw your boots, which that you're wearing.
Right.
$8,000.
Yeah.
160 man hours.
Right.
A design that's been around since the 50s.
Right.
Now you got the boots that I liked.
Right.
That I had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I pointed out, I was like, I like those ones.
Yes.
And they're a multi-animal boot in themselves, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, let's see those guys.
All right. So this is
describe that guy.
Saltwater crocodile. That's Japanese indigo, hand dyed. So
get my
the hide supplier. This came from their best farm raised supplier. They get 200 skins a year only from their best supplier, and they took 14 of those very best skins and hand dyed them. It took them all day. It took 5 people all day. Okay. The dye's only good for 1 day. These are a one of a kind. You won't see this leather again because Christy said she's not going to do it again because it was too labor intense.
Okay.
The skins were very expensive, but she said even at that, it just hand labor or hand rubbed.
Okay.
So the skin itself was really cool.
It's different. I mean, compared to a regular alligator.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all together.
Yeah.
It's just a different.
I like the little circles.
Yeah, that's
different.
That's really cool. Just unique to itself, you know. So the top is it's actually a rough out bark vintage elephant. I was looking for that particular color to be contrast with this blue. And I looked and I just couldn't find anything. And I had, hides laying on the table, and I turned that one over and it's like, holy crap, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the one.
So you knew right away.
So this inlay style, this is the inlay called the Franklin. It's original shop design from the 50s. Inlay design and the collar design are the Franklin. It's got a hand-laced kangaroo lace top on it.
Oh, so you got kangaroo on it too.
Oh, yeah. We got kangaroo on there.
Okay.
So this particular style is called the Reno, designed by Mr. Jose Gallegos in the late 50s. So you've got this cutout here on the side, this cutout.
Yeah, I see the little design in the back too.
All this cutout here. So as far as I know, Mark is the only one that has made this design in over 30 years.
Really?
Period.
That's awesome.
And the reason that is because nobody knows how to do this. So this design was the design that his dad did a lot of in the 80s. Matter of fact, I have a pair that his dad made me in the early 80s, except I didn't know who he was.
He didn't know what you had?
So I actually sent Mark that pair of boots back because he'd never actually seen a pair of this style. He'd never even seen a pair.
Really?
No.
So you sent him the boots back?
I sent him back
the boots his dad made. That's awesome.
Well, when I showed him the picture, he was like, "Where did you get those?" I said, "Well, they're mine. I got them for Christmas in '81."
Yeah.
So
your daddy made them.
Yeah. So I sent him the boots back, and so he made that boot off of the original boot that his dad made in the early '80s. Well, in '81.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Which is really popping.
So he figured out how to do just reverse engineering his dad's boots.
Exactly.
I talked backwards.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep. Reverse engineering.
Yeah.
Yep. Of course, he knew how to do the cutout in the back, the Geico style in the back, because we do that anyway. But so that boot doesn't have a side seam on the.
Yeah, coming down the.
Yeah. So here's your seam, but you don't have it go all the way down.
Yeah.
Of course, that's another skill level just to be able to build that like that.
Yeah.
And especially when you have never built one before.
Right. And this boot runs
$15,000.
$15,000. I don't want to ruin it.
But again, a lot of that is the skin that's that you'll never get again, which was very expensive.
Yeah.
But the knowledge on how to put that together again, if you had the boot on that style of boot, you would never see anyone wherever you went that had that style on.
Yeah.
Never.
If you're listening to this, and I know we've been talking a lot and pointing at boots and not really describing them audibly, but this one is worth actually, like, I want to break down like the color, the blue. I know if you're watching on the video you can obviously see it, but the blue is like fine china.
Yeah, that's
the only way I can describe it, like the old school fine china. And
it is,
you know, it's
perfect.
It's not like, that sounds kind of corny or ladylike, but when you're looking at it, you're like, this is a rugged, like, that's a tough skin.
That's tough skin.
That feels like, when I feel the elephant skin like that, that feels just as tough, if not tougher.
So I have the original crocodiles, that style from 1981 still.
You still have more skin of this?
No, I have that. My original pair from '81 is still good to go.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You know, so the skin will last.
The skin lasts.
Again, those are 41 years old.
Do you do anything to the skin? Like, you put like a rub on it or anything?
So I've been using a product called Delicate Cream.
Okay.
And I did not bring a jar, which I'm slacking.
No worries.
I've been using that since the 70s.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people use a lot of different things, and a lot of people swear by Bic 4, which is a leather preservative type thing you put on there.
Okay.
But this Delicate Cream is it's very mild. You put it on with your fingers.
Okay. How often?
About once a month on a gator.
Oh, okay.
You know,
so you're constantly conditioning them in a way.
Certainly.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you think about it. Well, Samuel Casey said an alligator is the day that it's killed is looking to dry out.
Okay.
So you take care of your skins, and they're going to last you. If you don't take care of them, of course, they're not going to last. It's like anything.
How do you take care of elephant skins?
So elephants are pretty easy. You can use I like to use just a hard bristle brush, maybe some mild dish soap. You know, put on there some warm water, brush them up.
Okay.
Take a toothbrush, get down all in the seams here. That's it.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's it.
Okay.
You know, go to town.
I can do that.
You know, I put some cream on it as well. But yeah, you kind of use a warm soapy water, get that dust, getting dirt off, you know, real good. And then you put the cream on there, it just soaks right in. You want to get the pores as clean as you.
Yeah. I'm determined. I'm going to get a pair of elephant one day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm determined. I seen a pair of black ones, and they just were sharp.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I have to wear black.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
I know a guy that could probably hook you up.
You know, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, these are my favorite pair that he had shown me out of all of them. Yes, elephant is my favorite. I like the look. And I think even if I looked at another pair of saltwater crocodile pair and they were a different color, I probably wouldn't. I just think the way this all came together.
This is just a gorgeous color.
And
just a gorgeous color.
I'm untrained, so I didn't realize it, but I didn't see the difference.
Well, yeah,
in this stuff.
So a lot of a boot is for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for somebody that's looking at it.
Right.
It's for you.
Yeah.
It's for you.
Just like the bend of your bill of your hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you know this is here.
Yes.
People are not going to see that.
Yeah.
So one of my customers is a preacher. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So he has a beautiful cigar Cayman foot brown. Beautiful brown.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when he's preaching, he's got his suit pants on. It's, you know, the ultimate dress boot.
Yeah.
Okay, now he's from Louisiana. So, and he's funny. He tells me, he says, yeah, he said, I was at church the other day and my pant was pulled up a little bit and had an old man say, oh, let me see your top. He pulls his top and it's bright yellow.
And nobody expected to see that. Not in a suit pant. And
again, that was just for him.
Right.
Just for him.
That's awesome.
Same way with this. This is just for me. That's all for me.
Yeah.
Nobody sees this.
Yeah.
But that's all for me.
I think that's slick.
Oh, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
It's spectacular.
Like I said, I didn't realize that's what was drawing me to it.
Yeah.
But that's what made it look different. So
yeah. Without a doubt.
That. I was gonna ask you, and this is kind of a side question.
Yep.
And if you're wondering what WPM stands for, that's his initials.
That's my initials. Yep,
so yep. I know I was going to ask that earlier. I was like, people are probably going to want to know what WPM is.
Yeah, William Paul Miller.
Yeah. You did a pair of boots, and this goes into the community relations and stuff. We talked about the police and business relationship, but you done a pair of boots for somebody in a wheelchair. I took that picture, and I had made you a little collage type thing just to kind of show you. And that was one of the pictures I was drawn to.
Yes.
That shows like a genuine relationship with your customers.
Yes.
I'm assuming that was a customer or a family member or something.
Yeah.
But that was interesting to see that picture. I don't know why. I just saw a lot of feeling in that picture.
Well, I tell you what was so important about that. Of course, he's paraplegic, so it's very nasty watching him cram his foot in a boot. Literally. I mean, it's ugly. Mm-hmm. It's ugly looking. To be honest with you, it's ugly looking.
Yeah.
So he had boots. Of course, he wants his zipper on the outside. You wouldn't want him on the inside because he rides horses.
Okay.
He's paraplegic, but he's a cowboy.
Okay.
Okay. Had a show on our RFD TV called The Gift of the Horse.
Okay.
So anyway, he'd had his boots with a zipper that stopped right here.
Okay.
That's the way you do it.
Gotcha.
Unless you have the skill level.
Yeah.
To take the zipper all the way down to the heel.
Oh, so that's what made those boots.
So this is another mastery. This little part right here.
Okay.
This is stuff that the guys just don't know how to do because this is difficult.
Right.
But anyway, so just imagine, zip it all the way down here.
Yeah,
you splay that thing open. He just lays his foot in there.
Oh,
zips it up. It's a thing of beauty.
Okay.
It's a thing of beauty. Going from something that is so ugly to watch.
Yeah.
To literally a thing of beauty.
That's awesome.
A thing of beauty.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
we, I mean, it's really cool, but for him, it's a necessity.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like, that's cool.
And,
yeah. I was curious behind the story on that picture.
Yeah.
And if I remember to do it, when I post this episode, I'll put some of that stuff in there so people can see what it is. And at the end, maybe I'll do that too. At the end, I will put together a little collage of boots, pictures and stuff, just so
That would
It's
be
funny
awesome.
because I'm not like I'm not a product podcast by any means, but
Right.
I really think that seeing the boots helps people understand the culture.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And we're all about the culture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it's all about
Yeah.
is is keeping this culture alive of hand
Yeah.
making boots.
Yep.
Because it's a dying art.
Right.
For instance, Mark's family, the master, all the uncles, all the cousins, everybody made boots.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark's the only one left.
Oh no.
He's it. He's in his 50s. He's it.
Yeah.
There's no one behind him. And it's hard work. So, of course, people are not interested in hard work. So they're not wanting to make boots.
Yeah.
So it's an art form that's going to be gone, especially the way Mark does it.
Yeah.
That's going to be toast. Because when he passes, you're going to have so much of this knowledge that's going to go with him.
Right. Yeah.
That's
there's nobody to pass it on to.
That nobody's wanted to learn how to do it.
That's insane to me.
That's terribly insane.
I can't believe. I mean,
it's mind-boggling. It's just mind-boggling. So I'm doing whatever I can to get as many people educated and get as many feet in awesome boots as I can before. Yeah. He could end it tomorrow.
Yeah. What area is he?
He's in El Paso.
He's in El Paso.
He's in El Paso. Yeah.
I don't know if I have anybody in El Paso, but if you got a kiddo that's, looking to make his mark in the world, maybe old Mark. Well,
definitely.
I didn't mean that to make that a pun there, but reach out. Maybe I can get you connected to him, and you can get an apprenticeship in something that.
Well, without a doubt.
No, you will have a niche for sure.
He can't even find a grunt to work.
That's insane.
Which I like the Motor Master start to finish, but I also would like to get them done a little faster.
Right? Yeah.
So of course, when his dad was still alive. And Marseille only had 2 strokes. It went a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh.
Where, you're still doing your craft. You've had 3 strokes.
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
Oh, that's insane.
Well, that's those they're beasts.
Yeah,
their handwork. They just work and work and work and and work. That's what they know how to do.
Damn.
I'm
glad they're dedicated
amazing.
dedicated to that craft like that, man. That's great. Okay, so trying to transition. We've got the boot. We've seen your stock.
Yep.
We've talked about the culture behind it. We talked about, the events, the customer care.
Yep.
Everybody gets fitted by themselves.
Yep.
Or I shouldn't say by themselves, but they get fitted personally.
Yeah. It's a big thing.
And all of this feeds into how small business and city health.
Yes.
With police.
Yes.
This is where the health of a city comes from, is this type of stuff here.
Well, it takes a village, truly.
Right.
It takes the business owners, it takes the police.
Yep.
Everybody's got to work together for the end goal of having a safe society that you can that you can walk down the street. You can feel comfortable going to your business owner at night, and you're comfortable with your surroundings. And
agreed.
So it's a big thing, but it's a little thing.
I am wondering, with that said, I had a brain fart real quick. I had to write down time. The point I was getting to, is there anything we've missed that you wanted to hit on?
Oh gosh, we've been varied so much that I think we're pretty good.
Okay, so I want to make sure we got. I always like my guests to make sure they got everything covered that they wanted to cover.
Well, I'll have to say that we love all the officers,
Yeah.
But I'd have to say that, we've got an extra special place in our heart for the ones that are horseback.
Yeah, right. That's true. That's
I'll just
true.
say I said to throw that one in there.
One day I think I will work mounted, but
Yeah.
not at the current rank I'm in. I'm gonna wait till I get a little higher in the chain. Maybe as a sergeant or something like that. I'll go try to do like a mounted gig.
It's pretty special.
Yeah,
it's pretty special. We love all of our police,
right? So how can people find you if they want boots or jewelry or whatever it is you want to?
So Way Out West Boots on Facebook has thousands of boot photos, videos.
Yes, they do.
All kinds of good stuff.
I went through a lot of them.
The wayoutwestboots.com as well. To be honest with you, it's easier to throw stuff on Facebook, so I'm more updated on the Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got, well, you've looked. There's just more stuff than you could imagine. It's just it would take hours and hours to pilfer through everything.
All those pictures, yeah. I started going through because there's, I get it. You post a picture of a boot one month, and the next year you're like, like we haven't brought these ones out, so you post that picture again. So there's repeats when you're starting to look through the photos. You're like, I swear I saw these boots. Well, you did, but that was from the year before. So,
exactly. Yeah. Some of them get honorable mentions,
Yeah,
because they're just good.
Yeah, they are. They're very
good
cool
stuff. Yeah. But we like to be unique. We're unique, like just like our customers.
Yeah. It's, I think it's cool that you guys only show your boots so many times a year and everything's controlled.
Oh, everything's controlled. We show where we want them to be shown to who we want them to show them to.
Yeah.
I mean, that may sound kind of ugly. It's not meant to be, but we're definitely all about the cowboy and cowgirl.
Right.
So and again, we think, well, we know boots are for everyone.
Yeah, that's right.
Period.
Well, Mr. Miller, I think this has been a good show. We're right at 2 hours.
Awesome.
So we're right in the window of the normal time for it goes by quick, doesn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yep.
Yeah. And with that, I just want to say thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming out.
Yes, sir.
This was very, very informative for me.
Thank you.
I like learning about this Western culture stuff, man. I'm a nerd, and I most of my audience is North Texas, so I have a feeling that of my episodes that gets watched, I think this is one of the ones that people are going to want to watch a little bit more. So
curious,
highly recommend if you're listening to it, go to the YouTube or Rumble channel and go on. I'm not saying subscribe. You don't have to do that. I would appreciate it if you did, but you don't have to do that. Just go on, fast forward through, and just check out the boots that we're showing. It's just interesting. It's cool, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.